Hey ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. As always, it is Nick here, back with your daily crypto news and analysis. And today we are going to be talking about Ripple and XRP. So let's just dive in and let's start off with this tweet here. So we do see first they ignore XRP, then they laugh at XRP, then they fight XRP, then XRP wins. XRP holder. And the reason why I bring this up is because we are starting to see a big shift happening around digital assets. I've said this so many times on this channel that when we look at what the mainstream media is telling you, they're telling you the complete opposite of what you should be doing right now. And we are going to get into that. But first, I do want to start off with some things that are happening around regulations. So first and foremost, Russia. So we have been focused on Russia and the BRICS. And we do see here from Whale Chart, breaking, Russia to legalize crypto for international trade in 2023 to circumvent the Western sanctions. Remember what I said many times about Russia and the BRICS. Not only the BRICS though, but every single nation around the world. They want to move away from the US dollar. They want to move away from the US systems, because when we have someone like the United States, or I should say a country like the United States, controlling these financial weapons, it is a concern and it is a big issue for every single major nation tied to it. And with the US dollar being a reserve currency, this not only provides a significant risk to all of these major nations, but it also stifles any major economic growth that these nations would love to have, because we are still, tied directly to the US dollar. This will soon end. We are seeing a major move happening around major areas around the world. And we just seen Brazil. I talked about this. Brazil went live with their regulations. Their president officially signed the bill to regulate cryptocurrency in the country. And we do see from Crypto Sensei, can't we do anything about educating your colleagues on how DLT is the future? It's painful to listen to what some of these so-called leaders think about Web3. The US dollar is used in more crime across the world than any crypto asset is. And yes, I completely agree with this statement. When you look at the US dollar, right? The US dollar has been utilized for crime for generations. It has been the currency of choice for criminals around the world to utilize for drug trade, for theft, for selling illegal products. I mean, think about it. Almost anything that you could think of crime related moves through the US dollar. All because crypto is more utilized online than the US dollar does not mean that it is for only criminal activity. See, this is the thing. They took the Silk Road narrative and rode with it since day one. Oh, it was used to, sell and buy drugs. All right, that's all the use cases behind crypto. This entire space we're going to get to the point of an evolution around crypto where not only will it become far too big to ignore, but it will be so big that it overshadows the entire traditional system. And we will get to that point. And then we will see the mainstream media change their narrative. And here we have from Squawk on the Street. I absolutely cannot stand Squawk Box. I cannot stand Jim Cramer. But here we have Jim Cramer sounded the alarm about still owning crypto. I wouldn't touch crypto in a million years. He said, I do think you're an idiot if you still own crypto following the FTX official fiasco, emphasizing the lack of crypto industry regulation. What do I tell you all the time about mainstream media? You need to do the opposite of what they are telling you. And listen closely to this. This is very interesting. This is about 1 minute and 38 seconds long. And let me know in the comments below if this boils your blood.
I think that crypto, I sold all my crypto. I announced everything on TV, what I did with crypto. But I would not touch crypto in a million years because I wouldn't trust the deposit bank.
And you're making no distinction between centralized, decentralized.
They fought regulation. They didn't want regulation. and you don't have regulation. So if you have your money in any of those, look, I'm not calling you an idiot. I'm just saying you're using a lot of blind faith. And I like to have my money at JP Morgan, and I check on Monday to see whether my balance is there. It's there. It feels good. Try getting your money out. When I had money, I'm not going to mention the firm that I had my money in, but it was a fight to get the money out.
You know what's funny about that real quick? Sorry to interrupt the video. First off, I love the fact that he's pushing JP Morgan. I love to see that. It's also like the same reason why we've seen Ethereum for the longest time be so successful. But also the idea of him saying, try to withdraw. I'm telling you right now, go to the bank and try to withdraw any large amount of money. It is going to be you jumping through obstacles trying to get your money out. The banking system is a complete fraud. Stay away from these, centralized exchanges that are holding your money hostage, and focus on the ones that are not holding your money hostage. Focus on the ones that you could pull out massive amounts of money at a time. Those are the ones that I utilize to not only just invest my money, but also pull my money out of and instantly send over to cold storage. I never hold any of my money on these exchanges because you can never trust any of these exchanges. But I will say this, there is still exchanges in this space that you could withdraw massive amounts of money. But guess what? I can't go to the bank on Monday and withdraw my money with ease, even though it's my money, it's money that I own. I have to jump through obstacles and go through an entire course just to get my money out. And this is the truth behind it. But listen closely to the rest of this video.
A fight. And I think that everybody who owns these various coins, Solana, Litecoin, I do think you're an idiot. Okay? I did not go to college to get stupid. These people who own these things should not own them. They shouldn't own them.
Well, and now we got Gensler talking to the Times, arguing that the existing laws may be sufficient, even though a lot of these guys.
I sent it. Why don't you come on and enforce them? I think they need to do a big sweep. They have to stop having people creating money, Carl. It's the creation of money by cretins. I don't think cretins should create money and then suck people in. These are worse than even the worst NASDAQ stocks.
Yeah.
And yet, there we are. We've got them up there. Litecoin. How about Darkcoin? Solana. I don't know. How about Selena? It doesn't matter.
I absolutely love this. I'm not even joking. Like, I absolutely love when they are talking like this about crypto. Not only does it get me excited for what's coming around crypto, because we all know at some point in time, the narrative will change. And I even tweeted this out the other day. I said, just wait until the narrative changes. And it's because we've seen it so many times in the past. I said, watch how fast the narrative shift happens. Because when we look at what's happening around mainstream media, we have seen this pattern repeat in the past. Avoid crypto, avoid crypto. Crypto is garbage. Crypto is this, crypto is this. It all leads to one big event. What is that event? Well, it leads to crypto going on a massive tear again. And when it's nearing the top, there's Jim Cramer. You need to buy right now. Crypto is going absolutely crazy. So much money is pouring into crypto. We're about to see regulation. It happens every single time. Now, about XRP, I do believe that we are about to see a moment that will change the entire trajectory of finance and the history of payments as we know it. The entire financial system is going to see the Great Reset. I've said this time and time again that everyone should be paying attention to what the World Economic Forum does, says, and even reports on a day-to-day basis. There's a full thing over on the World Economic Forum talking about the fourth industrial revolution, the next stage of digitization. And there's so much information that you could read about this. It's a very, very interesting topic. For some people, it is scary. I've said my concerns about it. Yes, there's a lot of concerning things around it. And we do see this moment is unprecedented in human history. Yeah, it's going to happen. And it's going to happen at the time that we least expect it. See, everyone's expecting the Great Reset to happen, in the next year, in the next 2 years. It's going to happen when we all least expect it. And I do think that's going to be centered around CBDCs most likely. And also, there's been a few interesting things that have been being posted from Ripple. I do think that Ripple is also a major player behind a few things happening with CBDCs. I've talked about this many times. Again, is it good? Is it bad? It's all up to how you interpret it. You can play the narrative shift onto the negative side of things or the positive side of things. I think that CBDCs, whether we like them or not, is going to happen. I don't think that there's any way that we are going to be able to stop them. I think that this is what central banks want. This is what governments want. They will try to push it upon us all day long. It will get to the point where if you don't use a CBDC, well, then guess what? You probably won't be able to eat. You probably won't be able to use your money. You won't be able to buy anything. And yeah, I mean, there's a lot of concerns about it. I could push either side of the narrative street around it, but at the end of the day, we just don't know what CBDCs will fully look like. A lot of people think that they're going to control every aspect of our life. I mean, take a step back, look at the current financial system. Tell me what aspect of our life is not controlled by money. You know, everyone wakes up on Monday, they go to work, and they go to work until Friday. Some people work, 7 days a week. Some people work different schedules. But at the end of the day, we are all out there working, getting money, and utilizing our money to pay our bills, to buy things that we want, to pay for our food. Our current monetary system itself controls us. So at the end of the day, what are CBDCs really going to change? Besides just, it's more of a privacy thing, in my opinion. That's what is really going to change. Which, again, yes, it is a concern, but we don't know how things are going to work. But we have talked about it. We've talked about my concerns many times on them. I do support wholesale CBDCs. I don't like retail CBDCs at all. I don't think that we need retail CBDCs. I would love to see stablecoins. I think stablecoins are something that's very interesting, and I think that is really just what we need. We don't need CBDCs. All we need is central bank-backed stablecoins. But we do see we are in a world where you are literally, where you can literally tokenize anything from commodities to financial assets, real estate, wine, cars, art, and many more. We are even exploring tokenizing time and tokenizing expertise. And this is very interesting. I seen this report the other day, and I thought that it was definitely something to not only look into, but also read about. So there's quite a bit of contributors to this. We do see a few of them: Ripple, Corda, Hyperledger, Hedera, Stellar, Ethereum, Tezos, IOTA, and even Nemo or NEM. So this is quite a bit of assets that I hold as well. I hold XRP. I shouldn't say XRP. Ripple's not XRP. XRP isn't Ripple, but we know that Ripple utilizes XRP. I hold XRP. I hold XLM. I hold HBAR. I don't hold any Ethereum, and I also don't hold any IOTA. Might be a mistake. Who knows? But here's the executive summary. They do talk about the Internet of Value. They also address how DLT is going to enable the new Internet of Value and how large of a scope this really is going to be when you look at tokenization of some of these asset classes that are worth well into the $100+ trillion market cap area. And here are some of the use cases presented below. So tokenization of intellectual property will enable split ownership of items. Tokens in the realm of licensing can enable usage of software cross-domain between the two-dimensional and three-dimensional versions of the internet. And there's so much more here to look in to, and it definitely is very, very interesting on what is happening around this technology, around this space. What I'm really kind of looking at is enterprise grade use cases, institutional grade use cases, because these are the big money use cases. Yes, I do think that every aspect of life will most likely be fully disrupted by digital assets and DLT. And it's only a matter of time before we start to see the shift happen globally. And I think that this is where we really kind of get into the idea on okay, what does the Great Reset really mean? In my opinion, I think that when we look at the Great Reset, I think that it's going to be the shift from our traditional system to DLT-backed systems. And we're kind of seeing that move happen already around a few things, especially with, what you look at with even commercial stablecoins that Quant reported on, here's stablecoins themselves and how they could benefit many of these major enterprises. And you do see accessible and portable store of value, faster payments, low-cost remittances, instant settlement, programmable money. And by the way, when you look at stablecoins, when you look at CBDCs, whenever you look at anything like this, XRP could play play a vital role in this. And by the way, here's the Ripple CBDC white paper. They are preparing for CBDCs because they don't know. I mean, maybe they do know. We really don't know what's going to happen next around CBDCs. But one thing is certain. I have been watching a lot of things happening around CBDCs, around stablecoins, around the enterprise grade area and the financial institutional grade area. And I even said over on Twitter, because we've seen Leia Hypern over on Twitter post, the CBDC will be built on Ethereum. I'm sorry, ETH lovers, it belongs to the World Economic Forum now. And I even said, damn, looks like someone is extremely underexposed to the fact that Ripple is positioning XRP as a bridge currency for CBDCs, and how Anthony Welfare has discussed how the private version of the XRP ledger is perfectly suited to power CBDCs. I mean, whenever you look at what Ripple is focused on, they are focused on CBDCs. They just had a UBRI Connect in London where Anthony Welfare actually discussed CBDCs with a professor over there, two professors, I should say, and how this will essentially morph into reality. And I do think that XRP will be the bridge currency between these. We even seen the BIS report. Thank you to XRP Holder for tagging me in this under my post the other day. And we do see check this from a recent report from the BIS. The example they are describing sounds a lot like XRP. And here we have, for example, one new solution allows users to synchronize settlement on the accounts of multiple nostril providers using DLT rather than settling over the accounts of a single institution. And this will disrupt that $27 trillion nostril account settlement mechanism that we have been really kind of focused on for a very long time, because $27 trillion is not a small chunk of change. And when we look at this, yes, this is the perfect example of what XRP is designated and designed to do. So with that being said, in my opinion, we will see a major narrative shift around the mainstream media. I think that's only a matter of time before everything changes in crypto. We've seen this many times in the past. I mean, we've endured max pain. We've seen these idiots go on mainstream media and say, you know, crypto's this, crypto's that, without even understanding the technology at all. Jim Cramer's living back in, you know, his mom's basement from the 1960s, 1970s, and you know he's sitting there talking all this nonsense on mainstream media without even realizing the value or even the potential behind crypto assets. And he does not, and I've said this many times about even individuals in the government, they do not understand crypto technology at all. All they think about is, you know, the banking and the traditional system. And it's one of the most annoying things I've ever seen around mainstream media. So with that being said, I hope that you guys enjoyed this. If you guys did, definitely leave a like, subscribe, to notifications on if you guys have more free content. You guys are more than welcome to follow me on Twitter and join the free Discord down in the description below. As I hope that you all have a beautiful day, beautiful night, wherever you guys are on this before. This has been Nick. Peace out, guys.